Standard 6 Subject Geography. Lesson number 5 Temperature. Here in this diagram, it is given the perpendicular and slanting area occupied by the torchlight rays. For this, they have given one experiment. Take a torchlight and keep it stable at one place. Take two large paper sheets large enough to accommodate its entire beam. Paste the papers on two flat boards. Hold the board perpendicular to the beam. Draw the outline of the area lit up by the beam. Name the paper A. Now use the other paper and hold it in such a way that it makes an angle of 120 degree with the beam. Draw the outline of the area occupied by the beam. Name the paper B. Observe both the papers A and B. Now tell, on which paper does the beam occupy a larger area? Answer is, the beam occupies a larger area on the paper that is held in such a way that it makes an angle of 120 degree with the beam. Question number 2. On which paper is the area smaller? The area is smaller on the paper that is held in such a way that it makes an angle of 90 degree with the beam. Now, change the angle between the beam of light and the paper. Observe the changes that occur in the area occupied by the beam of light. What is the relationship between the angle of the paper and the area occupied by the beam? Answer. When the angle of the paper with the beam is of less degree, the area occupied by the beam is smaller. On the other hand, when the angle of the paper with the beam is of more degree, the area occupied by the beam is larger. Sun rays coming towards the earth travel in straight lines. However, as the earth is spherical in shape, these are not perpendicular to all the parts of the earth's surface. In some parts, they are perpendicular, whereas in other parts, they are slanting. Let us see what effect it has on the earth. The perpendicular rays occupy less area. The part where the rays occupy lesser area receives bright sunshine and greater heat. Hence, the surface here gets heated more and the air becomes hotter. The slanting rays occupy a larger area. In this area, sunlight appears less bright and there is less heat. Hence, the surface there gets heated and the air too is less hot. The sun rays falling on the earth are straight and parallel to each other. However, we have seen that due to the spherical shape of the earth and the resultant curvature of the surface, they occupy a larger or lesser area. This leads to unequal distribution of the heat revised from the sun, resulting in decreasing temperature from the equator to the north and south poles. Based on the distribution of temperature, the earth can be divided into torrid, temperate and frigid zones or tropical, temperate and polar regions. Though latitude is the main factor, there are other factors also which influence the distribution of temperature. However, their effects are limited to a particular region. These factors are as follows. First one, nearness to the sea, continentality, height above the mean sea level, and physical setup of a region are factors that lead to the diversity in the climate of different regions. Other than these, factors like cloud cover, winds, vegetation cover, urbanization, industrialization, etc. also influence the local climate. Can you tell how will the rays fall between 0 degree and 23 degree 30 minutes north and south? Between 0 degree and 23 degree 30 minutes north and south, the sun rays are perpendicular. As its effect, this area receives bright sunlight and greater heat. Therefore, this area is known as torrid zone. Question 2. How will the rays fall between 23 degree 30 minutes and 66 degree 30 minutes north and south? Between 23 degree 30 minutes and 66 degree 30 minutes north and south, the sun rays are slanting. As its effect, these area receives less bright sunlight and less heat. Therefore, these areas are known as temperate zone. How will the rays fall between 66 degree 30 minutes and 90 degree north and south? Between 66 degree 30 minutes and 90 degree north and south, the sun rays are extremely slanting. As its effect, these areas receive extremely less bright sunlight and extremely less heat. Therefore, these areas are known as frigid zones. Thank you.